Hey there, everybody. Welcome back with Plat. Purplatypus is the name. Welcome to another guide video for Dragon Quest Tact. Today we're going to fight PRUSLAS, PRUSLAS Nightclubber, essentially. Different colored Nightclubber. It's not an EX fight, but it feels like one for sure. My team is going to be on the left side of the screen. This is pretty much, I mean, it's at this point, I would consider this a free-to-play team. Obviously, I'm trying not to use King Bubble Slime in every video ever, but this is really hard content, and King Bubble Slime might just be like straight up the best in this fight. So if you don't have them, I would have to work on a different strat. It's very difficult in general, but this is gonna be pre-recorded. As you can tell, this fight took me, I don't know, 5 hours to beat, and I was changing the team up a little bit even in the my last attempt. This is going to be my only attempt with changing out. I had Umbra on my team, and Umbra was pretty good and felt insanely powerful. But I was like, all right, I do need to switch it up a little bit, because at the end of my last attempt, Umbra only did auto attacks every turn. And so I was like, all right, if I'm just going to end up using auto attacks to basically make it so poison kills these units, I might as well do a different unit. And so I looked up what else was good, and this guy, Knight Errant, Aberrant, one of those two. He had 3 movement, AoE, he has good physical damage, he has good resistances for the fight, so I was really undervaluing Knight Errant here for this fight. And also, this slime is not a meme. He is a very vital part of this team. In fact, there's a chance that slime is the most important unit in this entire team comp. Without further ado, let's just jump into it, and I'll talk you through what I did. I don't know if the agility matters. Also, I am going to mute this, because I did record this on stream. So if you're on my stream, you already saw this attempt. Let's get into it. If you see the thumbnail, I don't have the right color Nightclubber guy on there, but whatever. I think I got the blue one, but it looked better. All right, so we're going to have our 4 units over here, and then we're going to have our hero. All right, Mr. Slime, he's going to be over there. So this Nightclubber on very hard has about 480 agility on turn 1, which means you're not going to outspeed him ever. And he hits for about, I don't know, like 600, it feels like some ridiculous amount. So we're going to have these are going to be very fast attempts, so I'm going to have to pause a bit more, because just because I was doing so many attempts live on stream, right? I wanted to get through them. All right, so this guy, his very first turn, he's going to do something very important. He always ultra stomps. So what you're going to do is you are going to have the hero slime eat that. Now, no matter what I tried, if you have 4 units on one side and 1 unit on the other, and he's able to kill the 1 unit in 1 hit, and he's not able to kill the 4 units in 1 hit, he will always default to killing the 1 unit. Now, if there's something he can kill in the group of 4, he will attack those 4 units to kill that unit, and everyone will take damage. But basically, that was the only way I could find to not take damage on 4 units, is by basically making this a 4-unit fight. And so, you know, that doesn't make it easy. It's a very tough fight for sure, but that is like a trick that I figured out after like an hour. I think I was like, all right, we need to figure out how to get through this ultra stomp, because my team was just taking too much damage and then dying. Even if we didn't die from the ultra stomp, it was only a matter of time, right? Everything had just too low of HP. All right, so there is a lot of RNG in this fight. Believe it or not, there is a ridiculous amount of RNG in this fight, which is why it took me so long to do. Sleep RNG, poison RNG, mostly that. Actually, there's not as much sleep RNG in this one anymore. I think we might have removed those because we don't have that much. I mean, there is snooze on Knight Errant. I don't know how important it is. But there's a little bit of damage RNG. I actually had an attempt that I was about to win, and then they got a crit at the last turn. So turn 1, we're moving Night Condor, not Night Condor, Hades Condor over there, and we're kabuffing. Kabuffing is very important in this fight. Things hit really hard. And Stone Golem is going to be taking a lot of hits this fight. Definitely an all-star. So this is weird. Like, this Hades Condor here, you can see my stats on the left. So yeah, these guys just come in, they attack. If your Hades Condor gets spell locked, that's okay. It's not ideal, but you could still easily win. In fact, I did win on this attempt with the spell locked. I've had this attack. I've had those 2 attacks kill me, and I've had those 2 attacks not kill me. So I don't know what causes it. Sometimes it's just straight up does more damage, and other times I haven't seen an HP debuff. Damage is supposed to be consistent. Our stats aren't changing. But sometimes that kills me, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure which one is doing more damage. I think it's the Tusketeer. All right, so we're basically, our main strat is going to be to poison the fuck out of everything, but we're going to start moving to this choke point here you see below us. We're going to get closer and closer. That way, basically, Stone Golem will be able to just sit there in that spot and be able to keep us alive. And this guy doesn't really have that much to do, honestly. He's just gonna start smacking guys. The thing is, all these units survive. If you envenomate them, it does 25% of their HP every turn for 4 turns, but the way it rounds means it'll leave them at 1 HP if you deal 0 damage to them. So every unit needs to get hit at least once, which makes the Knight Errant pretty good because he does have Sear, on top of having Snooze if you need it, on top of having 3 movement, on top of having good resistances. I don't know if resistances matter in this fight. It's mostly just defense, but the 3 movement is pretty good. So basically, you see, like, you're gonna have to follow these moves. You might need to play it back to watch. I'm not gonna go over every specific move here. It's a long fight. But basically, yeah, you can see we're just moving our units down here. It's very important. If your King Slime, which he probably is faster than your Golem, you have to do a little bit of magic. You have to make sure the Hades Condor is out of the way, and it could be very difficult to move things in the way that you want, because you can't move the Golem into position, then the King Slime behind it. But you can make it work. And also, once Stone Golem, I mean, we'll get there in a second, but once Stone Golem is in, this is my least favorite move in the whole entire fight, though, by the way. King Bubble Slime just has to sit there. Nothing's in his attack range, but he has to get over there if he wants to get into the back line. But once you're in the back line, you don't need to, you can move the King Bubble Slime left and right. Nothing has range in this fight. Everything is melee only, besides the Ultra Stomp guy, but he only does that below 50% HP, I think. So this is actually super important. We Sear here, and Sear here is not to kill anything. It's just to get a little bit of damage on each of those guys, you know, and now if they die, they'll die to poison eventually. And Sear did do, I think, relatively decent damage. So here's something that I didn't know that is a big deal. Selflessness and Cover each have a damage debuff on them. So it doesn't say it, but if you're using Cover or Selflessness, Cover you take 20% less damage, Selflessness you take 40% less damage. That's pretty insane, right? So I don't think it says that anywhere in the ability. It doesn't say that in that ability text. If you look at the buff it gives you on a character, it doesn't say it there. It just says taking attacks for adjacent allies, but it does indeed. You take less damage. So even hypothetically, if there's some turns up here where there's nothing to protect with Selflessness, we're still going to be using it to just make sure our guy doesn't die. And Hades Condor is never getting healed. He's stuck at that HP for the rest of the fight. And I should make it clear, obviously, since the slime died in the first turn, this is not a no-death run. Hades, the thing is, I would like to heal here. You cannot heal here. You have to use Kabuff. Or sorry, he's spell locked. He can't even use Kabuff. But hypothetically, you wanted to heal there. You can't. You need to move the Condor out of the way so the King Bubble Slime can come down. Everything's coming in. You see them attacking. Once you get a Kabuff level 2, I think, and you're using Selflessness, I actually think you take 0 damage from the Tusketeers. Something like that. And so now King Bubble Slime is free reign, right? He could start. So a big revelation here was moving this guy here. I was moving him here because so it would make one of these guys move here, so King Bubble Slime could move here and still hit it. But by moving this guy here, it actually caused this guy to move over here instead. And so now I could poison both these units in one move, and that's pretty huge. And that's a revelation. I'm like, oh, I messed up. And then I was like, wait a second, I'm a fucking genius. Obviously, I've actually had poison fail to land on these guys a bunch of times. So look at this. Is all you have to do all this work exactly like this. Is that Sear? No, it's Dark Spike. I am moving him up here. I don't know if this is like a necessary move, but basically the idea for me was I don't want the AoE attack from this dude. Well, let's see what I ended up deciding here, because like I don't remember exactly. Okay, I decided just to get a little bit of damage on everything. I guess that's I don't like that move. That might actually be my least favorite possible move for this guy, because I don't want the AoE. If Perlucanos dude, if he moves in between my 2 units, I don't want him to be able to do the circle attack to hit both. He's moving down. I guess he's just like a sacrifice, but we could have just done more damage. The seer didn't really help. So yeah, we just sentenced this guy to die, mostly because he doesn't have a reason to exist anymore in this fight. Also, you can't really put like, you get the mid heal +6 higher on Hades Condor, but it didn't feel necessary. But I really wanted to use that stupid staff, the new healing staff, but you just can't. You don't have the HP if you do it. Maybe if you have some of the nature armor, there's something that gives more HP. All right, and so it's basically going to be pretty simple from this point out, right? Like, we've gotten now into the checkmate position, and now we're just praying to RNG at this point. We got these guys dead. Like, let's even skip forward 30 seconds. Let's not skip forward. Let's just let it run out. See, things are just dying. They're not able to hit our guy, and we're like just kind of sitting here waiting. King Bubble Slime's MP has been an issue in this fight before if you just use unnecessary abilities. And so we're just waiting. Things are going to die. You're going to selfless. We're probably going to kabuff you this turn. Oh, I actually moved it down to normal speed because someone in chat was asking about it. So let's just skip ahead 30 seconds. All right. So we basically see nothing's changed. We just sat here and we waited for everything to die. That's lame though. We got to show it all. All right, so that guy goes. This guy comes in. He's still doing 32 damage. I think, again, at Kabuff 2, you can ignore that damage entirely. I don't need to show, like, but it feels, like, lame, because, like, what if, I don't know. Yeah, not seeing the entire fight verbatim could be kind of lame. Sorry for it being slightly off-centered. It's close enough for me to be happy. This is Morning Plat you're dealing with right now. Morning Plat doesn't care as much. All right, so here is the checkmate, right? Like, so we have to do all this. We don't do shit this entire fight. And this is like, we now are trying to poison this guy. We have like 4 attempts or something like that to do it. And so this is such an annoying fight because you have to go through this 5-minute fight, 6-minute fight plus just to get to this point, you know, where you could attempt. Sorry, my stomach is grumbly this morning. All right, so do I hit him on the first time of this? I mean, first time after 5 hours of attempts. I think I've become religious right here. Yeah, it was like the power of God compels you. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm religious now. So we land it, which means that this is the run. You could still land this later and still win because you can separate your units out and make them waste turns, walking between them. But now I'm just like, all right, let's wait it out. 4 turns. You could even Toxic Thrust now. Yeah. So Toxic Thrust is a little scary. The reason I didn't do it, you could totally do that there, is I was like, when is he going to Ultra Stomp? I don't want to die to an Ultra Stomp. He does an Ultra Stomp again till at least 50% HP, I believe. So now we're just like, all right, moving units to be safe. Moving units to be safe. I don't like that move as much. I should have done the other one for sure, but it's okay. Because there's no possible way he can get to all of our units. And that 77 damage is all you need. You just need to get 1 point of damage in to make it so the poison will kill him. So you wait there. I should have moved down. There's no reason to not move further away because now he kills King Bubble Slime. Or does he even kill him? He doesn't. He does like some damage to him though. But then he dies to the poison. I flip off the camera just so you guys know this is me. Just so you guys know this is me, right? This is my video. I recorded this on stream. And that's going to be it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. A tough fight, hard fight, a lot of RNG. If you need any help, let me know in the comments. But that's going to be it. Thank you so much. Purplatypus is Purplatypus.